Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Gonna read through the full article here. The headline tells us pretty much what happened. Suspect is dead. Boo-hoo. No sympathy for the suspect. 2 deputies wounded after a shootout in Texas. This happened Tuesday evening in a town called Katy. So let's have a look at the details. 2 Texas sheriff deputies were shot and wounded while exchanging gunfire with a suspect who died at the scene. The shootout happened Tuesday night in Katy, about 30 miles west of Houston. Both officers were hospitalized with what appeared to be non-life-threatening injuries. According to the Harris County Sheriff, the deputies responded after receiving reports of shots being fired. When deputies arrived, the Harris County Sheriff said the suspect shot at the deputies and the deputies returned fire. So the suspect started this. The deputies were hit and the suspect was declared dead at the scene. Good. And you can consider me to be heartless should you wish. The suspect shot at the police officers. Frankly, fuck the suspect. Chief Deputy Edison Tequica, apologies for pronunciation, said during a news conference Tuesday night that the original call for service by an occupant of the home was at 8 p.m. and was regarding a discharge of firearms inside the home. Tequica said one of the deputies was struck in the right leg. The other deputy was struck in the leg and also grazed in the head and left ear. Ooh. So extremely lucky that that officer was merely grazed in the head and ear. Here's a quote: "We're blessed that both of them are in a stable condition." He did not identify the deputies, but said they were 27 years of age and 28 years of age, and that one had been on the force for only 1 year and the other for only 2 years. Here's a quote: "Law enforcement is part of the community. Our kids go to school with your kids. We go to the same church. We shop at the same grocery store. So this is the time that we have to stand shoulder to shoulder and work together towards curbing the violent crime that we're seeing." So there's some nice words. But are they going to add up to much? I mean, you need action to curb violent crime. That's what you need, not words. Law enforcement was advised that the suspect had paranoid schizophrenia, but cautioned that the information was preliminary and not 100% confirmed. The suspect was about 43 years old and was out of jail on bond for the 2020 aggravated assault of a family member. The shooting was under investigation. Okay, so look, I personally don't feel any sympathy for the suspect that shot at and hit 2 deputies, 2 police officers. I have no sympathy for that guy at all. I'm glad that he was shot dead. The 2 deputies did what they have to do, you know. They shot to kill. They shot to stop the danger, and that's what they did. And they had to do that. They had no other choice. Both of them have already been hit with bullets. The fact that the suspect has, or the potential fact that the suspect may have paranoid schizophrenia, does that change things? I'm going to say no, because if it does change things, I mean, it certainly doesn't mean that the police officers should change how they deal with the man in a significant manner. At the end of the day, whatever his mental illness condition happens to be, he's pointing a gun and shooting at deputies, at police officers. So there's only one course of action that can be taken, and that is regardless as to the mental illness diagnosis that the suspect may or may not have received. As a police officer, as a deputy, you have to fucking shoot to kill. That's just how it is. You have to end the danger. If you don't, then you're liable to get shot and killed. Thankfully, these 2 guys weren't killed. They were both shot. One in the leg, the other in the leg, and thankfully grazed in the head and left ear. You know, rather thankfully, that's all that bullet did, was a grazing. I mean, presumably, if it was an inch over or a couple of inches over, it could have killed that deputy. So, blessings to him. So, of course, we wish and hope and pray that the two deputies make a full recovery, that they return to their jobs, and that the chief deputies involved are able to do a little bit more than say some very nice words. I'm not criticizing the words that he said. I'm just making the point that, and I'm sure the chief deputy would likely agree, that words are one thing, but ultimately actions are what needs to happen. So, I'm not able to provide any answers on how to get that action, but I hope the law enforcement departments figure it out.